We're going to Pam Parsons on line one. Pam, you're on the air.
Well, Brian, I must say, I really like your style when you're out over the line and how you engage guests, and I think it's real cute that guests you've got on the go.
It's called Seat of the
Pants. It's nice and lighthearted for this time of year, especially. But I just wanted to call in and simply say I certainly extend Merry Christmas, best season greeting wishes, of course, and the best for a happy, healthy New Year to everyone, especially here in my district, my constituents here in Harbour, Grace, Portagrave, and across Newfoundland and Labrador, a great province. You know, with all the challenges that we do have, we certainly do, have a lot of blessings here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I always say, and you probably would agree with me, that we live in the best province, in the best country. So I hope people take the time to reflect and spend time with family. And, of course, always check in on our seniors and those in need. And just a reminder to us, and especially here in Conception Bay North, here we have a happy tree in the Bay Roberts Mall. And just a gentle reminder for those, if you're able, of course, to get out there and to make your donation, because it would mean the world of difference on Christmas morning to families, of course, who are less fortunate, as we all know. And I'm getting ready now to go over with with Santa, dropped off some things here for me to get to that happy tree. And Brian, I'd also like to invite everyone to come out to our world-renowned boat lighting.
Okay, you just took the words. You just took the words right out of my mouth. I wanted to ask you about it.
In Portagrave, we had a lovely ceremony just a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago, past Friday. And, this event is well attended by locals as well as many visitors from other communities. And that said, actually, with the organizer, Joyce Morgan, I have to give her a hats off. She's been doing this for quite some time, and it's a success each and every year. And she puts a lot of heart into this, as well as to all of our harvesters. Big heartfelt thank you for the time that they take to decorate their vessels, of course, their boats, and as well as everybody on the peninsula, the Portagrave Peninsula. We've got the Candy Cane Lane. We've got the Crab Pot Christmas Tree Spectacle that's out at the Canon Richard Tea Room there in Bearneed. And also the Town of Bay Roberts, they have their Festival of Lights where you can actually tune in to a radio station, and the lights actually dance to the music that's on the station at that time. And there's just so much happening everywhere. I mean, Harbour Grace is lit up. I mean, it's always a great excursion around the bay to get out, conveniently located just outside of St. John's, of course, as you know, about an hour. So certainly lots to see and do to come on out around the bay and to see what we've got out here. But that was the reason for my call today, and I look forward to, I will say, though, I am disappointed that we did not get a chance to get in the House of Assembly. As we know, the fall sitting was canceled by the new premier, and of course, as you know, that's where we get to ask questions. MHAs get to ask questions on the floor of the House of Assembly, and where debate occurs and where new legislation occurs. And as we know, there are a lot of promises made, and so we need to get in there. We need that dialogue. So the spring session is scheduled, I think, for March on the parliamentary calendar, but who knows? Maybe we'll get in a bit early, but that's something that needs to happen. So other than that, though, I'd like to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, including yourself. And, of course, Brian, play some music now at the holidays. I know I will be.
I know you will. And I'll give you that after. Where are you playing, Pam? You musician that you are on the side. What do you got gigs lined up?
Well, there's been a lot of performing this month, of course, for district things as well as other events. But I'm looking at really spending some good quality family time to get some rest time. And of course, my family is really musical. We all love music. I grew up around music, and so we'll be doing lots of that, of course, at home and with relatives and all that stuff. So
got a few gigs lined up myself. It's gonna be nice to get out and play some Christmas music with the boys. I just wanted to mention, you did mention, I don't want to get too bogged down in politics, but I got 1 minute here left. I like you, and politically, I thought, a lot of people the push was, we should get back in the House of Assembly before Christmas, at least, to debate a couple of things. But, the more I think about it, I mean, the learning curve, the change of government, I'm not sure how much would have been able to get done, to be honest with you. I mean, if you want to talk, the reason we would want to get back in the House is to really have at least some good, focused preliminary discussions on the MOU, certainly, but other things too about where things are going. But there's so much on the plate right now. I don't know where they would have found the time in the calendar, and just getting their feet wet. I just don't know in the long run whether or not it would have accomplished a whole lot. I think it would have been more of a rush. It would have been a little bit too mayhemish, and especially given the learning curve that needs to be learned. And that's not a knock either way on either party. I just don't know whether or not the resources and the time that would have went into reopening the House, I'm not sure how much would would have got done when the actual brought into session would have happened. So, but I do hope, they're going to have to really buckle down after the New Year and really get to business. And I hope it's as open and transparent as they have promised.
Well, that said, and I mean, the fall session usually lasts about a month. And that said, there's a lot of significant support with House of Assembly staff. But that said, too, there are a lot of seasoned long-term politicians who are on the PC side, so they know how the process works. And, so it wouldn't be new to
well,
to
if not from the government side, of course.
One comes to mind, Minister Penton, who also worked for the administration when the PCs were in power. So, But that said, too, here's another point, though. There were no confidence bills. There's never a confidence bill put forth in the fall setting, so therefore there's no risk for government falling. But that said, there's some legislation that could have gotten done. I know my colleague Sarah Studley, the critic for finance and shadow minister, pointed to the tax breaks that could have easily been done prior to the new year that would have helped businesses throughout Newfoundland and Labrador, just one to name a few. But that said, and again, that MOU is crucial. We do know that the time is ticking on that one, and it's a generational deal. So unfortunately, it's not an independent committee, as the Premier had promised it would be. It's a hand-picked committee, as we know, with, of course, one of the players, the person who brought us Muskrat Falls from Emera in Nova Scotia to represent those interests. So, there's a lot at stake. There's a lot to talk about, and I look forward to getting down to that business, hopefully in the new year, because as we know, the business of the people never stops, whether it's Christmas, Easter, whatever. I mean, it's a really important business to tend to here on behalf of Newfoundland and Labradorians, and so I look forward to doing that. But on that note, I wish everybody a happy, healthy Christmas, a beautiful, prosperous new year. Again, my constituency office, anybody, if I can ever help, certainly my office number is 786-1372. So we'll do with everything that we can to help our constituents. And again, I just hope everybody has a great holiday.
Awesome. Right back at you, Pam Parsons, MHA Harbour Grace, Portagrave. Have the best of the holiday.
Okay, take good care.
Great. Thanks Pam. All right.